You are watching the Arts Mid-North Coast MiNi digital concert series made possible by Create New South Wales, Music New South Wales, NBN Co and the regional development on the Mid-North Coast. Right now we are talking to Kauri Munro-Greentree. G'day, Kauri.
G'day, good to see you, eh?
You too, man. It's been a little while. It's lovely to bump into you again.
For sure, always good to see you around the traps, eh?
Absolutely.
Yo.
So we've got a few minutes where we can unpack a little bit of your story, and we were talking a little bit off air before about how beautiful music is, and particularly your music, and you have this acoustic, singer-songwriter, percussive kind of vibe. How would you describe your music to people?
Well, that's him under genre-wise.
Yeah.
I sort of come under this percussive guitar, which not too many people have seen, although it's been around for a long, long time, just in little pockets.
Yeah.
So that's what I practice. Being an Indigenous man, it's true that the techniques which I use, they correlate into the music that I play itself, and this ties my music back to the land where it's all come from.
Yeah, and you said something really interesting to me before, and I'm really fascinated. Obviously, you have your style, which is heavily influenced by your culture.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some of the things that are on the horizon for you, but you spoke specifically about songlines and reconnecting. And I'd love you to tell people who are watching what a songline is.
So songlines, well, originally they were sung from the three sisters in the story that I know, from
Wow.
the Dreaming I Know.
Yeah.
And this here is just to basically lay out what's where. You'll see all along the coast that there's little repetitions in the facts of what the landscape looks like.
Right.
So in this, it's connection of those,
Yeah.
which I call the verses or the choruses, and bringing them all back together.
Yeah, and you said something that really resonated, which was that it brings you, I think you said brings you home or connects you to home?
Well, see, it takes you back to where you've come from.
Yes. You
Yeah.
said it much better than me.
That's it.
which makes sense. No, I really love that, and I love that about your music, and we can talk a little bit about what you sing about if you want to, but certainly when I hear you play, I can hear that influence that's coming, really like a deep yearning, and it's really a powerful sort of thing. When you play, where do you draw, I guess, your energy from when you play?
So being an Indigenous man, my totem is the koala bear. So these here, they come from all over, but they're not in very many places at the moment. So pulling it back to what is needed, which is the koala medicine.
Yeah.
And that's where I find I've got a connection in my music to this medicine.
And you have this exciting project at the moment where you've been working with this grant, and it's going for about 2 years, you were saying. What's happening with that, and what opportunities come out of that?
So this grant opportunity, which I've been offered, sort of thing, this will extend for probably about a year and a half, 2-year process. So that's coming through your mixing, mastering, recording with 7 other artists.
Great.
And on this project, I'll be working with my uncle. He's a Gamillaroi man.
Yeah.
He'll be coming up to Buzz Studios in Byron Bay.
Awesome.
Helping us out there with some dig and different things.
Cool.
And so just behind that, the grant's based on reconnection of songlines.
Yeah.
So outside of that, we've got little Aurora down here who's a viola player,
Awesome.
And so bringing her up there to work with Gamillaroi, where she's from, as well as Gumbaynggirr. Yeah.
It's great connecting those artists together. There's nothing better, I find, than collaborating. And certainly when you're saying that, like with violin, dig, and knowing your music, I think those elements will create such a beautiful thing. I'm excited to hear it when it's all done.
Well, that's him too. When he's done, when we're there.
Yeah, and it takes time, right? But that's okay. So just finally, while we're wrapping up, you play around the place, and you, like you're saying, you find those little nooks and you do that. But where can people find you if they want to connect with you online or wherever?
There's a few different tags on there. You've got Kauri, that's on Instagram, or Kauri Official on Facebook, which I'm posting the majority of my works
through. And that's Kauri?
Correct.
Official,
yes.
And being you.
That's me.
Absolutely. Kauri, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. Looking forward to seeing you play again. Looking forward to seeing the outcomes of this grant and the opportunities. And thanks so much for chatting.
No, absolute pleasure. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, man.
Yo, cool.
So slow, hello. Mother's gift to a child, not to destroy but to rejoice. beautiful place we call, this goddamn beautiful place we call here.